Hello friends, welcome back. This is Sanjay, and today this particular blog is continuation of our earlier discussion on this Python, and I am going to discuss today this data structure specific elements, strings, lists, tuples in Python, as well as we will see that strings in C. So let's take first strings. In C, this single quote is used for single character, and that double is used for string. And in Python, both single and double quotes can be used to manipulate strings. So basically, this single quote ABC and double quote ABC are both valid strings. So backslash can be used to escape quote and a special character. So additionally, there is a provision of raw string to treat special character as normal by putting R before first quote. So let's see that how it happens. For example, this first one S is defined as like assign this first, second. So in this particular case, you can see like single quote is being used, and this is that in the middle this is the control character. So when you basically print this as, so first will come, that is, this is the new line control, so new line will make it the second one, and if you put R in before this, so that will be, it becomes the raw string. In that case particularly, you will see that this comes, it will simply ignore this, so it will simply come like this here first, and that new line character will also come. So this is that this kind of flexibility in Python, and we will further see here, like in C, you use library functions often for like string copy, string cat, string length, or string manipulation. So I have provided one particular link which is useful for, let's see, for example, this in this particular case, string comparison is there in C, and you can see here, like let me try to magnify this, and string comparison S1 and S2 is, it is comparing. So in this particular case, you can see like S1 is this one, S2 is this one. So here, if you see the result, both are different. S1, S2 definitely different, and we can pass that length as well. In the next, I think you will see that length. If we see the specific character, then right now first 8 as same, then it will come equal. Similarly, like concatenation happen using this string cat, hello hello world, something like that, so output you will get like hello world. So this is the case of C, where we use, like for string copy also, we copy use this string copy library function, those kind of things. So if we come back to Python, so most of these things will be pretty simple here, and for example, you can compare simply using this equal to sign, and definitely for length you can use the methods are also there, length method is there, plus comparison and assignment, copy from one to another is can be based on simple mathematical kind of operations. And also there is a provision of concatenation happens with this just a plus sign, and also repetition of that particular literals can happen using this multiply option. Okay, so let's see that these examples, another two or more strings literals put together automatically. If you basically if you put together, then those will be automatically concatenated. So let me show you that how, what does that mean. Let's see this Python. If I start, Python here, and I can simply string s1. Suppose if I write you know this is my test 1, something like that, and s2, suppose if I say let's say s2 is equal to test 2 and test 2. If I say s1 equal to s2, what will happen? False, definitely. So this kind of, and suppose if I create another string s3, and s3 equal to s1 plus s2, fine. If I print this s3, so you will see like this is that this is my test 1 and test 2 concatenated with that, and then after that another thing we can do here, let's say s4, string s4 equal to s1, and again print s4, fine. Then print s4, and let's try id of s1. Let's see what is the identification of s1 object, and id of let's say s3 or maybe s2, and different one, let's say id of s4 is the same with the first one, because both have the same value, so both objects are same. And if you can also use type type of any s1, so it will give you that class string is there. So this is regarding this particular features of that. And suppose if I do like s5, if I use another one, and 2 time of 3 time of let's say s2 plus s1. Okay, so let's see what is the print s5. So test2 test2 test2, this is, I have taken 3 times of s2 plus s1. Okay, so this is that one of that how this string is easily handled, manipulated in this Python. And other important feature of this is the slicing of string. You can extract a part using positive and negative indexing. So this is very interesting in this particular feature of string here. Let's see what is the slicing. So this is very important feature. Just pay attention of this particular example s5. Let me try s5 0. So s5 0 is 1. So it means sorry, this t, this is the first one, and similarly s5 1 will be t, e. Okay, then another thing what we can do here, like we can have a slice of this whole string. So what does that mean? Let's say s5, let me take 2 to let's say 6 kind of slice of this particular string. So it gives this particular part of that particular string, fine. Now another important thing is that last one, we have a provision of negative indexing here. This string being accessed like array we use in C using a square bracket, but in that array we have only, in C we have only positive kind of indexing. Here -1 is the negative is also there. It means, what does that mean? that will be the last item. Oh, I have to mention as 5 here. So you can see this is the last one. So similarly, like we can have -2 also, -2 also. Okay, that is the this one. Okay, and also we can think of, like let's say S5, uh, all that elements which were before item 6. So we can use colon, and all you can see from here item 6. So S5, where is our S5? S5 is this one. So it is like this. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see like up to this point it will come. So similarly, all the item after this particular, let's say 6 itself, so that will be oh, this is before. So after we have to write colon. So this will give 6 followed by the colon. So rest of the string. Okay, so in between we can take a slice after, before, from a particular point of string, and if we use this like simple colon, it will be like complete string. Fine. So you can see here, first one is assigned to corresponding to this one, and nth corresponding to nth one, m to n corresponding to, using this m to n, then before that n, colon n, after n, this one, and -1 is the last one. So this contains all the elements. At the same time, you may also try to check ID of these things. So if that object is exactly same, so ID will be same here, otherwise different. Okay, fine. Now this is about string. Let's come to the list, another important data structure element of this Python. So list is you can think of similar to array, but in array is defined in like square bracket collection of the same data types, and we have already discussed this C array, linked list and all that. If you go to this particular link, if you go to this blog site from by this embedkari.com, and then click on that particular link, then you will get that YouTube link for of that and all the detail about this. Okay, and that we have already discussed. So what is Python list? So Python list is defined with square brackets like we did in array, is a ordered sequential kind of dynamic, can be changed. Let me, okay, so this is dynamic, and then collection of arbitrary objects, means any object you can think of, binary combining with, like binary is also there, and numbers are also there, and string also there. Okay, let me try to connect my Wi-Fi, and separated by commas. Okay, so that anyway, that thing I will check. Okay, so and it can contain functions and classes as well, and it supports this concatenation using plus, as we did in string, and slicing as explained in the string. So like you can think of, this is the example below given of this list. So slicing is also possible, and it has also a number of built-in functions for manipulation purpose. Okay, we can use help to quickly see what the built-in functions. So those are like insert, remove, pop, those kind of things will be there, and those methods. And another thing, list can be nested. Inside one list we can have another, inside that and we can have another list. So that kind of thing is possible. Here you can say in this particular list, this is that bool, and that is the number string. So all arbitrary kind of objects, and if we print, the complete will come. And because this is the ordered one and we can simply access using a0, so it comes like this first one true, and like a minus 1 negative indexing, the last one, it class will come. And we can have, suppose there is another b 8 comma marks, then if we add a plus b and assign to c, then you will see that this is the concatenated in that particular thing. And you can try type c0, so it will basically give you the bool. Okay, so another important thing with the list is that, suppose you are a new student of computer, or you don't know anything about the concept like stack. So this can be used to learn the stack also. Stack works on a principle of last in first out. You can think of it like analogy with your cafeteria plates. And the last one will be the first out from the top, correct? So in this particular case, let's say 1 2 3 test, this is the our stack is defined as a list of different kind of types of objects. And if we write stack, then it will come 1 2 3 this, then stack dot append. So append will happen on top, because if you are adding something to the list of the stack of plates, you are adding, you will be normally, you will be adding on the top of that. So that's why the 9 will. And if you remove pop, then that will also from the top. So that's why after removing, stack will remain the same. I mean, you have added and removed one. Okay, so that way this works like a stack. And similarly, you can think of another data structure element. We can use below q for q also. So one can optionally pass item indexed pop. So this pop function, one can optionally pass the item here. So that kind of thing will not work with stack kind of implementation. But for a general list, if you put pop 1 or pop 2, so that basically particular index kind of item you can remove. And remember, this is a dynamic, so it can change at the runtime. So by default in stack, pop index is basically we are passing index equal to basically -1 on top of that. It will be by default, it will take from the top. Okay, so remove. Okay, there is another function method that is called remove. In that, basically we pass the parameter object itself. Suppose if you want to remove this test, so you don't pass the index, you pass the test itself, that string itself, to the remove. So it will remove that. So Q is another data structure element used in C also. We in C we implement this stack queue using our linked list, and here we are using this list. Okay, Python. So some sort of uh, name you can think of like that, matching with that also. And from the collection, in this particular case, queue, first in first out, as you can think of like ATM queue, because whoever will be first then will be get chance first. So similarly here, in this particular case, first in first out, so test will be the first pop. If this happens, then test will come like this, and append will happen backside. So, and one can basically delete a particular element from the queue using the delete also. Okay. Okay, delete command can be used. And tuples people call it tuples also. So are used for grouping data similar to struct in C. I discussed in C data structure, type, div, struct, and all that. So in C, what happens, like if there is an array, so there will be similar kind of same data types will be there. If there is a struct, then different kind of data types are possible. Okay, so here also you can think of similar kind of concept, but different in terms of in C you have some name of those elements. Here you have that just a number or sequence is there, and access is like array element, like based on your square bracket and put that sequence number. And tuples can be set of elements separated by commas. So uh, comma is needed basically. Even if you can define single tuple, also must have the comma, otherwise it will be simple assignment. For example, I will show you here. If let's say if you make x equal to 1, suppose. So what will happen, basically this is simple assignment. You can say type x, fine. So integer, and also you can if you try to do this index x0, it will say wrong, error. And suppose if you do x equal to 1 comma, and try now, type x tuple, and now x0 is 1. So that's why, or you can use parenthesis as well. Even in the parenthesis you have to give that particular comma will be needed. Okay, so this is needed. So list is mutable, but tuple is immutable. Means list you can change runtime dynamically, but tuple once defined it you cannot change it. And the list properties of slicing, nesting, everything should access by square bracket applies to tuple as well, but cannot be modified. Okay, then tuple is faster than list and protects data from modification, because you cannot change that, so that's why it guards that particular data as well. And this, because of this property, it will be used in another data structure we will discuss later. And you can think like a 2 3 again mixture of data, and if you put a, then and again you can type a minus 1 particular indexing, based on that it will give you that bool. And you can have similar sort of slicing, so 0 1 2 up to this, I mean up to this element 4, it will come up to 4, because 0 1 2 second and 1 less than the last. So similarly, even if you put 4, then it will come, the result should be same. Okay, fine. So you can try type a and all those, then you will find that type also. That anyway I have tried that. So this is regarding that tuple, whatever you call it. And we discuss about that strings and lists. So you can think of this is also very powerful in terms of more near our human language, English like language, and whatever way we think, adding of these things, and push pop, those kind of pop basically. For push we have that addition, append kind of stuff is there. So those things are there, and I will discussing another interesting data structure elements in the next session. Okay, thanks for your time. Please subscribe to Embedkari channel if you have not done yet, and you can find that open source tools technology to this particular link, findopensources.com. Okay, thanks.